All right, this one is on defense, and we're going to talk about two types of defenses, and we're going to do where the setter's back row and where the setter's front row, even though it really doesn't matter a whole heck of a lot. So in some of the rotations are not a concern. You're actually, you have the order, which is your rotation, and then you have your job. So when we are talking about our team and our goal for defense, you're going to have your middles in the front, okay? Your oppos and setters always go to the right. Middles go to the middle. So I'm not even going to put middle one or pin one because it really doesn't matter, okay? And your pin is over here. Base defense is the same for whatever system of play that you have at our level. So your other one, so your setter's always here to the right. Okay, now typically if we're going to stay in our same, middles are to the middles and pins are here. I want to make sure you understand that if we have a skilled bro and can make it work, we're actually going to make a change for us. We're going to have our pin play middle back, and the bro came in for the middle, and she's going to play left back. Okay? So perimeter defense, I have heard other people call it the read defense. I call it perimeter. So what happens is it depends on where the attack is coming from, and we're talking about a full in-system attack from the other team. So a pass, a set, and a full attack. If the ball is being attacked here, okay, what's going to happen is the middle's going to transition over and block with the oppo. Okay? This pin is going to drop off and take what's called off block. She's off the block. So she has the tips and the other little things. Setter is going to be responsible for this tip and somewhat of a high line. So line, high line. Not all the way in the corner. This pin is actually responsible for everything deep. These balls totally suck. If you can get them, you're a rock star. The bro is going to take responsibility of the hard angle. Okay, there's a lot of other nuances, but I'm just going to try and keep it basic. So this is how, and what would happen, okay, what would happen is if the ball gets attacked, hard angle, setter releases, me, not me, I'm not setting, or I'm not passing, I'm going to transition. That means these people have to land and transition off quickly. This pin has to get out quickly, okay? So it's a hard angle ball, goes to the bro. She's going to pass, the setter's up, and we have this, and this as basic, okay? It's a lot of movement. So if these two blockers are late or they're not doing their job or they don't, I say land and leave, they're land and lingering, then we're taking away our options to hit. You have to transition quickly. So that is if the ball's being hit over here. So let's go back to base. Setter, oppo, middle, pin. So now we'll do a ball being attacked from here. It's literally the mirror. Middle has to get over and block. Middle blocks everything. Middle blocks everything. The oppo comes in for the off block. Okay. Now bro has this tip and high line. Setter has hard angle. Okay, she might take a step in. And the middle back defensive player, which is the pin, still has all that. So again, if so here's where we got to be really, if it goes to the pin, setter's like, woohoo, not me. So she's going to be going up while this girl's going out. They're landing and leaving and preparing to hit. Okay? All right, let's talk about a middle. I'm going to erase net. middle, oh, that was terrible. Middle, oppo, setter, pin. If the attack is in the middle, okay, right now I'm going to keep it simple with a one-person block. At some point, I hope we can double block a middle. That takes a lot more experience that we have to get to. If we use a two-block system, if it's on this side, then these two girls are blocking. If it's on this side, then these two girls are blocking. So our team has to have the vision in order to see where the attack's being made. But if we go simple with only the middle blocking, obviously the middle chick's right there. So both the pin and the oppo are going to zhuzh in and cover the little tip things. Oops, I forgot this pin. Okay, and everybody else is going to kind of stay. So a middle attack typically is a quicker set, you know, really quick way to go. So there's not a whole lot of time to move for defense. It's a set and attack, not a set and an attack. So these girls, you're just going to take like one step so you can see, and I would still leave that person there. So it's more of a one step. Where can I get in one step to help out my teammates on a middle attack with one blocker? All right. So and then once you do, setter does not get first ball. She releases. She has to get this way. She has to get this way. She has to get this way. So we've already seen how the oppo and the setter have to be like bestie friends and know where you're moving. It is not uncommon for this person to not be quick and get in the setter's way, and that cannot happen. You have to stay out of the setter's way, because on my court, if my setter is moving and my oppo is not, my setter has permission to shove the oppo out of the way. Push and shove. She's the only person on the team who has the right to physically manhandle a teammate to get them out of the way. Okay? So that's with setter being back row. Let's do setter front row. The only thing that really changes, you still have a middle setter, now you have your right back. You have your bro to the left, because that's what we want, in your pin. So now the setter is engaged in part of the blocking activities. That's what happens. So from here, she's got to help put up the block, off block, okay, hard angle, tip and high line, and corners. Okay, if it's from the middle, we have to still play defense first. Little steps, see what we can get. If it's from this side, over, drop, everybody's working. Okay. And then now because the setter's front row, you can see she only has two hitting options. No matter where the ball's attacked from, she only has two front row hitting options. That doesn't mean those are her only options. Okay, that just means those are her front row attack options besides herself being part of the offense. Okay, so because you can see her base position's over here and there's no hitter on the other side of her. Okay, let's go, we'll stay in the front row right now. Which is kind of nice, so what happens here though is if the play is here and the middle comes over, so if the play is here, because the target area is here, so if the middle doesn't get out of the way, she's another potential push and shove, get out of the setter's way person. All right, because the setter has to land from the block and then be prepared to set. It's not easy to do, so you got to think about your passing, especially if your setter's front row. She's got to land, then move. So if you do a low pass and she's just coming down from the block and the middle's just coming down from the block, that's going to be chaotic. So you need a higher ball pass on that one. There's other nuances for higher levels. They want the ball passed more back in here. It's a little bit of higher level. We'll just keep working on target. We just have to be careful of overpassing. So remember, target is not at the net, it's a little bit off. We are not wanting our passes to go into the net because no setter can handle that. That's really, 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 really difficult. Okay? So on this one, if the ball's over here and the middle's here and the setter's in here taking the off block and she takes first ball, if the setter, so for us, if the setter takes first ball, the bro gets second ball. So the setter is not wanting to pass the ball to target. The setter, whenever she takes first ball, is wanting to put it just behind the attack line and high as heck. So then that way the bro can get in, and then bro's not going to set a middle from here, but we have here, and then the setter can now become a hitter. Okay, so that helps out a lot. So you can set the off block and then become the hitter with the bro taking second ball. Okay, if the setter is back row, there's a lot of opportunity, well, and she's required, middle, oppo, pin. Okay, she's required to play defense on every ball. Okay, so there's a lot more opportunity for the bro to have to set if the setter takes first ball on an attack. So again, if setter takes first ball, whether it's a tip, or a hard angle, she's going to put the ball in this area, and then the bro is going to come in and set. Okay? So it's really important that the bro have the ability to use her hands. One rule that you need to be mindful of is that a bro is not allowed to use her hands on or in front of the attack line and have a front row player jump swing. So if she's in front, on or in front of the attack line and sets a ball, you're going to hear well, you're going to hear me, to tell the hitters to stay down. Because the completion of that rule is if they play the ball, so say this is net above the tape. If I'm a front row player and think this is the top of the net, and I can't jump because I'm old, and my bro uses her hands, I can stay down and roll shot it because I'm playing the ball below the tape. I just cannot jump and attack above. And then it becomes a back row attack on the libero. It's not on the hitter, it's on the libero. So you have to be mindful of using your hands and where your body is. If you're behind the line and you set an attack, front row can just, smash. So that's perimeter defense. Perimeter, you have two, you have the off block, you have the angles, and then this person taking deep. All right?